So I'm on a bit of a run with the old filming today. I'm just going to make a quick bit of supper for Francis and I. We're going to have oven chips because we haven't really got a massive amount of food in the house because we've been out such a lot over Christmas and I didn't want to stock up in case we didn't use it and it went to waste. So for supper tonight, as I say, oven chips, but we're going to have some spicy bean burgers. They're not going to be vegetarian because I've got a bit of chorizo that needs using, so I thought I'd add that to add a bit more flavour to them. But I thought I might as well show you what I'm making. Obviously you can take the chorizo out, and then they would be vegetarian. So these are the ingredients for my spicy bean burgers and the equipment I'm using. Obviously a baking tray and some foil and stuff, or grease proof, but these are the ingredients. I've made up this recipe myself. So basically where to start. So I will, kidney beans. First thing, kidney beans, and I'm going to add some chickpeas as well. I've got some sun-dried tomatoes in oil. Then I've got some Cajun spice, an onion, some garlic, chorizo, as I say. I've got this left over, so it's already chopped up. I can just chop that a bit finer. The egg is rolling away. Oh, I've also got some cheddar cheese, and then I'll add some fresh frozen herbs from the freezer. So most of these ingredients will go in the mini Magimix, get blended so they're finely chopped. Then they'll go in the bowl with the kidney beans and the chickpeas, which I'll probably mash with my masher. If it's too dry, I will add the egg. If it's not too dry, I won't add the egg. And then I will blend up some bread to coat them in. So yeah, it's just a bit of a made up thing, flavours that go together and things that I've got in the store cupboard really. So nothing fancy. So here we are. I have, I've also added some sweet corn, some tinned sweet corn. So we've got tinned sweet corn, the Cajun spices, some cheddar cheese, the blitzed up sun-dried tomato, then this is the onion, garlic and chorizo mix that's been blended, and then I found some chives in the freezer and a bit of dried oregano. So that's all there ready for me to add the kidney beans and the chickpeas. I'll probably also add a bit of salt and pepper, but the chorizo is a bit salty, so I may not need too much. So in go the beans. So I will mash it together with the potato masher, and if it needs anything extra to bind it, then I'll add in an egg. If not, I'll leave that out. So I've just mashed it lightly, and as you can see, it's still quite chunky, but there's enough moisture in there to hold them all together, to hold the burgers all together, that is. And then I've blitzed up some breadcrumbs quite finely so that I'll roll this into burgers, coat them in this, and then bake them in the oven. We are spicy bean burgers with chorizo. As I say, I have coated them in a little bit of breadcrumb and just made them into patties or burgers, whatever you want to call them. Laid them out on some greaseproof paper, and then I've set the oven to 200, and I'm going to bake them until they're crispy on both sides. So I will turn them halfway through. I haven't put any oil on because I don't really need it really. They'll get crispy, and there's oil in the sun-dried tomato, oil in the chorizo that will be released, and there is the cheese, so it's just not really necessary. And this is a totally made up recipe, so just feel free to freestyle them really. This is just my idea of a spicy bean burger, and we quite like them. Those are my version of a spicy bean burger. What was in the fridge and in the cupboard. You could add feta, you could have olives, anchovy, all manner of things. So just play around with it really. Don't ask me for the recipe because I can't give you exact measurements. It's all really to taste. I did taste it before I coated them in the breadcrumb, and I didn't need to add salt and pepper or egg because the seasoning and all the other ingredients were enough. So everything in the burger is already cooked or perfectly edible as it already is. So they will take 20 minutes, something like that. And as I said, or I may have said, they will be turned halfway through just to make sure they're crispy on both sides. And then we've decided we're not going to bother with oven chips. Might just have them with salad and pita breads. So a bit like falafel really. So yeah, I'll show you them when they come out. So I have just got the burgers out of the oven. As you can see, this one's split a little bit, but that's probably to do to the cheese bubbling up in there. But the rest look quite good, so I'm just going to leave them to sit here for a few moments. They don't actually look that appetising, I must say, but they smell delicious. So I'm just going to let them sit here for a few moments just to firm up and let the cheese cool down, and then we will be ready to eat. So I've just quickly made up my spicy bean burger in a pita bread with some iceberg lettuce and a bit of ketchup. And this is what it looks like. It's admittedly not the most attractive thing, but it does smell rather tasty, and it's all homemade and quite nutritious. So Happy New Year!